Have you ever asked an AI for something and the response you got back was just, well, kind of useless? Or maybe even flat out wrong? The secret to unlocking what these tools can really do isn't about being a programmer. It's about learning how to have a better conversation. So let's dive into the art and science of prompt engineering.
I mean, just look at the difference here. It's night and day, right? On the left, you've got a vague one-line prompt, and you get back a generic, pretty much useless block of text. The AI is totally lost. But on the right, with a clear, structured prompt, that's our engineered prompt, it acts like a perfect roadmap. The AI knows exactly what to do. This isn't about a smarter AI. It's about having a smarter conversation.
So, when an AI gives you a bad answer, it's really tempting to blame the model. But here's the thing. Most of the time, the problem isn't the technology. It's a communication gap. Let's break down exactly why this happens and, more importantly, how to fix it.
And that is where prompt engineering comes in. Now, I know it sounds super technical, but it's really not. It's simply the skill of designing your inputs, your prompts, to get the best possible outputs. It's all about learning to speak the AI's language, not through code, but just through clear, precise instructions in plain English.
And that right there is the key. You can forget everything you think you know about programming. The skills that make you a great prompt engineer are the exact same skills that make you a good communicator with other people. Things like clarity, giving context, and having a clear structure.
Okay, so how do we actually build these powerful prompts? Well, it's not some kind of dark art. It turns out there's a recipe, a sort of anatomy for a perfect prompt. Let's look at the 4 key ingredients that make it all work.
First up, the role. You have to give the AI a job. Don't just ask it a question out of the blue. Tell it who it is. Saying, "You are a senior security engineer," or "You are an expert travel guide," completely frames the conversation and makes a huge difference in the relevance and the tone of the response.
Next, you've got to provide context. An AI has no idea about your project, the error message you're looking at, or your customer's weird request. It's like talking to someone with zero short-term memory. By giving it the necessary background info, all the technical details, the user data, whatever, you stop it from guessing and you empower it to give you a really informed answer.
The instruction. This is your main command, and you have to be specific. Analyze this is way too vague. Instead, you want to be explicit. Analyze this sales data by calculating the total revenue, then identify the top 3 products, and finally, note any big changes from last month. Breaking it down into steps like that, it works wonders.
And finally, number 4 is the format. If you need the output to be usable in, say, another program or a spreadsheet, you have to tell the AI exactly how to structure it. Ask for a JSON object with a specific schema, or a markdown table, or even just a simple bulleted list. This makes the output predictable and so much more useful right out of the box. Okay, so once you've mastered those 4 basic parts, you can start getting into the really cool stuff. We're talking about advanced techniques that don't just tell the AI what to do, but actually guide its reasoning process. Let's get into how you can actually teach an AI to think. So, there are 2 big approaches here. On the left, we have what's called zero-shot prompting. That's when you just give an instruction cold with no examples. It works fine for simple things. But for anything more complex or customized, you need few-shot prompting, which you see on the right. This is where you provide 3 to 5 examples of the input and the exact output you want. The AI sees the pattern and just gets it. But what about problems that require real logic? This classic riddle trips up a lot of people and AIs. Your gut instinct is probably to say 10 cents, and that's what the AI will often say too, but that's wrong. To get the right answer, the AI has to stop guessing and actually reason its way through the problem.
And it turns out there's a simple way to force it to do that. It's a brilliant technique called chain of thought prompting, and you trigger it by just adding a simple phrase like, "Let's solve this step by step." That's it. Suddenly, you're not just asking for an answer, you're asking it to show you its work.
And look what happens. The AI literally writes out its thinking process. It sets up variables, it builds the equation, and then it solves for X, correctly arriving at the answer 5 cents. This one little trick dramatically improves the accuracy for any task that needs reasoning. It's amazing.
All right, that's enough theory. Let's put all this into practice. How do these different components come together to build something that's actually complex and useful, like, say, an automated customer service agent?
So check out this system prompt for a chatbot. It has the whole shebang. It defines the role, be friendly and helpful. It provides the context, company policies, warranty info. It gives clear instructions on what to do and, just as importantly, what not to do, like processing payments or arguing. And it even includes a few-shot example of a good interaction. This is all four of our principles working together perfectly.
So if there's one thing you take away from all this, let it be this. Think of your prompt not as a single question, but as a detailed job description for your AI assistant. The more detailed and clear that job description is, the better your new AI employee is going to perform.
And that leaves us with the final thought, doesn't it? As we get better and better at crafting these detailed, logical, and unambiguous instructions for machines, are we just learning a new tech skill? Or is this whole process actually forcing us to become more precise, more thoughtful, and more effective communicators in every part of our lives?